ladies. This is Heather Petherick coming to you live. And this week we are putting a spotlight on some of the women that I am privileged to serve as my clients. I am giving you a behind the scenes or behind the curtain peek, and I'm going to bring on one of my favorite clients right now. Jennifer McCarthy is going to join. We're going to do a spotlight interview on Jenn. I'm adding her. Hold the phone. If you have never met Jenn, there she is. Jenn, how are you doing today?
Hey, good. How are you?
Awesome. I'm so excited that you are able to join me today and you are willing to share a little bit of your story with our community and our Facebook followers, because I think it's so important that as women business leaders and entrepreneurs, we hear the real story from real women like yourselves that are having incredible success. So thank you for being here, Jenn. I love that you're here.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. I'm going to try not to move because I have like a super squeaky chair. So I'm going to like really still. There.
Awesome. So ladies, we're going to kick off a little interview here for the next 30 minutes. I'm going to be watching our time because I know we've got lots to do in one business day. So we'll keep it short and snappy. I've got some questions for you, Jenn. But as our viewers are piling on, for those of you who are watching either the live or the replay, post your comments and questions as we go, and both Jenn or I will respond to those as best we can as we're rolling. So Jenn, I know there's a ton of people on the internet that still do not know who you are and what this whole tiny movement is. So give us the 60 seconds on Teacup Tiny Homes, who you are, and what this tiny home movement is all about.
Yeah, so Teacup Tiny Homes, we are a design savvy tiny home builder. We build little pieces of awesome that basically you can use as a vacation property, or you can live in them all year round. There's a ton of information on tiny homes all over the internet, HGTV. So basically we take full-time living homes for families. We custom design homes and cram it all into about 300 square feet. And yeah, we provide a lifestyle for people that just really want to save the planet, have lower costs of living, reduce their carbon footprint, and just it's about lifestyle really is what it is. So yeah. It's pretty cool.
What I love about what you do, Jenn, and you taught me this early on when we started working together, was it's about creating more freedom in people's lives, right? Financial freedom, instead of getting saddled with, a $300,000, $500,000 or more mortgage, having the money and also time to really have the lifestyle we want. I absolutely love how you make people's tiny home dreams come true. It's fantastic.
Thank you. It's super fun.
Yeah, super fun. And what I love about you, Jenn, is you have probably one of the sharpest design eyes I have ever encountered. So you combine beautiful living in a really small, beautiful package. It's a great combination. Very cool.
Oh, thank you.
So what I actually wanted to share or have you share with our audience is, as much success as you are having in this whole tiny home movement with your genius designs, is that for many entrepreneurs, it's sometimes we get lulled or we get fooled into thinking that it's so much easier for someone else, or she's had it easy, or, I could never do that because, I don't have the skills, the looks, whatever, the trust fund, whatever it is. And we use these excuses to hold ourselves back. And what I love about you, Jenn, is there is no space in your life for excuses. So tell us a little bit about, what it has really taken for you in the last, I think you launched in 2016, the fall, is that right?
Yeah, September 13th is our 2-year anniversary. So,
woo! Oh my gosh, I hope you're having a big party here in a couple of days.
Drink for me. Yeah.
So since you launched, and I know in the promotion for today's interview, I mean, the list of accolades and the exposure that you're getting, it really is quite impressive. But as impressive as that is, tell some of our viewers about what the journey has been like for you personally and some of the key things that you've had to master as a woman, as a business leader, as an entrepreneur to get to this point.
Yeah, it's been a crazy 2 years. So we were about ready to move our first tiny home show home to our local home and garden show. The home was done. We were, well, putting the finishing touches on it. And lo and behold, we found out 3 days prior to that that we were expecting our second baby. So, let's start a business and let's get pregnant and have a newborn, said no one ever. So that was definitely one of those things like, yes, we wanted to have another child. But yeah, timing. Hey, that's
Wow.
what we were given. So there's been a lot. I mean, before having a baby and being pregnant and exhausted for the entire first year of business and then having a newborn, she's
Yeah.
now 9.5 months old. So there's a little more freedom there. It really was, and it still is just kind of this roller coaster of, woohoo, this is the best moment ever. And then, oh my God, what am I doing? And then this is super awesome. So to learn how to stay, it is a continuing exercise, basically. It's like going to the gym every day. You really have to try and stay, make those bumps a little less wavy with a positive mindset, which is something that I really focus on. I'm extremely optimistic. Those who know me probably see that in me. I try to remain a ball of energy, whatever I do, and try to make it as fun as possible. I mean, there's times when it's really hard and you're exhausted and you're tired, but having a really good mindset and a positive outlook and just saying, okay, this isn't serving me right now. What is going to serve me? How am I going to take it to the next step? And just, put everything aside and just go do it one step after the other. And that's really how I've been able to continue to move forward. So,
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
I love what you're saying about it being like it's, I hear mental fitness, right? It's something that you need to
Mhm.
exercise in your mind every day. And my heart goes out to women who start a business and don't realize what a mental game it is. And that's something that you certainly have really gotten your arms around, of how much success rests on our mental fitness and our ability to master our mindset.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. It's mindset, I think, I mean, to me, honestly, mindset is the most important thing. Yeah,
Mm, yeah.
absolutely.
So, would you be willing, Jenn, to share with some of our viewers some of the tips or tricks or even, things that you do on a daily basis that help you, smooth out that curve, that wild journey? What would you share?
Yeah. Yeah, so really, again, having a good mindset. When I do feel like I'm having a low point, my go-to is actually to pull up Oprah videos on YouTube because she's Oprah.
She
She's
has a point.
awesome, and she's like, yeah, she had a much rougher life growing up than I did. So yeah, nothing's bad when Oprah's on, is the way I see it. So really, she does lift me up out of those funks. I do that often when I'm feeling low. And also trying not to be too hard on myself, I think.
Mhm.
I do get really, that type A personality, I can get really hard on myself. So understanding that I don't need to do it all, I don't have to do it all. And what I've really focused on this year, of course, with your help, is delegating and asking for that support. That is really important, knowing that there are people that want to help you. Let's see, setting a calendar, I guess, making sure that you have time for the things that you want to
Yeah.
enjoy. That's really important. And not being afraid to take time off to go and really focus on myself. So those are a few things that have helped me stay, helped me. I don't know. Am I succeeding at it? I don't know. That I
Every
do
day.
to try and stay on a little more even keel, of course.
Yeah. Okay. So cool things. I want to sum up so that people don't step over what you have just shared. So you credit mindset, getting support, and being really fierce with your time, but also giving yourself the nurturing, the time out, the rest that you need to keep operating at a high level. Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what's really important, I find that I really beat myself up the most if I don't give my family enough attention, like the kids,
Mm,
um, or Nick, of course, hubby. If I'm too focused on the business and I don't allow myself time with them and actually say, no, I won't look at my phone or take calls or anything during those periods of time. If I don't allow myself to do that, I get really hard on myself and I start to feel guilty. So I focus on giving myself a lot of family time.
yeah. Well, talk to me a little bit about, I mean, you said there has been some resistance around, and I think it's true of many women. We hold ourselves back from actually asking for support, asking for help, admitting that maybe we don't have all the answers. What's that journey been like for you?
Well, yeah, for me, when it's something that's so dear and personal, it's really
Yeah.
hard to delegate, of course, right? Like, and I'm such a creative person and I have a vision. I'm very like I see what I want to do before I do it.
Yeah.
And so trying to tell someone else about what that vision is, whether it's marketing or a tiny home design or whatever else, it is hard. It's hard for me to relay that to anyone else. So delegating becomes really difficult. So what we've learned, or what I've learned, is to look at the things that you've mastered and delegate those. And it doesn't even need to be things in your business. So I have a fabulous lady that comes over every 2 weeks and folds my laundry for me, and puts it away because I don't need to do that. My time is better spent either with my family or working on the business or creating advertising or having a sales call. So looking outside of when you're delegating, I think right away we always go to a point where we think it has to be something in the business, whether
Mm.
it's bookkeeping or whatever else. Hey, you can delegate meals now. Like delegate that stuff that you don't want to do. You're a pro at it. You don't need to do it. It's not like it's fairly affordable. So get rid of things in that element of your life so that you can further enjoy the things that you love.
Yeah, I love that. I love the fact that you have someone coming in and folding your laundry. I can hear like millions of women across Facebook going, "Oh my God, this is
Yeah,
fantastic." Right? It's the little
yeah.
things. We as business owners do not, nor should we be doing all things for everyone in our lives. And the more that we can delegate, the more it frees us up to use our creative genius to serve our clients. And you're such a great example of that, Jen. I absolutely love it.
Oh,
There was
thank you.
something else I wanted to ask you about the journey. I know you mentioned time blocking, and I'm not sure that a lot of people know what that is or how you use it. Can you explain that a little bit more?
Yeah, so time blocking for me, when I again practice daily, I'm much better at it. And if you
Mm,
allow yourself to slip out of the habit, then it gets a little bit worse. So, um, because I've been in a forever changing environment with the infant, with having the baby,
right.
she changes so often. I have to continue to update my time blocking. But what those blocks look like is basically I wake up in the morning and I have an hour or an hour and a half period that is family time. It's where I get the kids ready to go or take them to day home or whatever else. Then I have a block that is Jenny time. So that could be meditating, going to the gym, or whatever that is. And then I come home and then like eating meals is considered Jenny time because I if you
Jenny
don't
needs
book
to
it
eat.
in, yeah, exactly. As an entrepreneur, I think we know that you just get going and then all of a sudden it's 3 o'clock and you haven't eaten all day and you wonder why you have a headache and feel like you're gonna fall over. So blocking
Yeah.
that time as well in there as Jenny time. And then I block in time to have my sales consults where I'm on phone calls, blocking in time where I'll go to the job site now, for example. So all that, like I can't go to the job site without spending at least 2 hours there. So if it's an hour trip, that doesn't work. So I have to actually schedule in daily 2 hours to be able to go to the job site and deal with what I need to do.
Mm.
So it goes all the way basically to the end of the day to where I put the kids to bed. And actually after that, because I time block about 2 hours to continue to work after the kids are in bed. And then I block me time for hubby and I so that we have some time together. So that's really what a day looks like. Now, if for some reason, at least you know where things can fit in. So if you have a sales consult at the time I'm supposed to be at the shop, I basically block it so that doesn't happen because I get distracted. I won't make it out to the shop. And then ultimately my trades don't know what they need to do for the rest of the day.
Right.
So, or, if they have questions that need answering, then I don't get to that. And that's still very important. So then you can maneuver and juggle all the things and not be so scatterbrainy.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I
exactly.
feel about it.
Now, you've given like a great example of how you're using time blocking to, it makes sense that if you schedule your time from the minute you get up to the time you go to bed and you're putting your priorities in your calendar, it means that A, you're getting the things that are important done. you're giving yourself enough time to do them so you're not running around like a chicken with its head cut off. And if
Yeah.
anything else wants, if there's any other requests, you can make really smart business decisions about what belongs in and what stays out.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so
And it's
that's,
also,
go ahead.
sorry, it's also about setting really clear boundaries too. Like I refuse during my family time to take a sales call. So if that just means that I miss out on a sale because someone couldn't wait for me to get back to them, or they couldn't wait 2 hours to talk on the phone or wait until the next day, then that's just too bad, because ultimately my family is more important than getting the sale in the long term of things. So I'm very clear about what those boundaries are, and I don't negotiate those special times.
Yeah. I love how you talk about this, Jen, because I know it has been a process for you, but the fierceness with which you know what your focus is, you know where your boundaries are. I mean, I've had the pleasure of observing your evolution over the last year and a half, and I know how much more energy these structures, these priorities, this time blocking makes so that you're not getting caught up in drama. It's almost like time blocking, I think, becomes almost a mindset practice because it reserves your so much of your energy from being wasted on ridiculous drama.
Yeah, definitely. And it's
Yeah.
one of those things, the more you stick to it, the more you practice that routine of it, the easier it is to stay in it. When you get out of it, then all of a sudden, and I just feel like, oh, okay, I'll put in a load of laundry. Oh, I'll eat lunch. No, I'll eat lunch in half an hour. I'll take a phone call. Do blah, 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 blah. And that's how I feel without it. So
Yeah.
if you feel like that, you need to time block.
Yeah. Well, and I think it's great that you're able to be so candid in our interview, Jen, because I think showing that we aren't perfect every day of our business. There are days when we get off track or that we lose sight of maybe what is important for periods of time. I mean, it happens to all of us. We are real human beings that, get sidetracked or get frustrated or have bad days, but it doesn't mean that we can't ultimately keep driving towards success like you have. You're just such a great example of that.
Well,
Absolutely
thanks.
love it. So I would love for you to share with us advice that you have for any of our viewers who are either newly established business owners or even well-established entrepreneurs that are moving their businesses forward. If you could share some nuggets of advice, what would you share with them?
Oh, let's see. So many things. Um, I would say delegate, and not like get deep into deciding what you should delegate, because it's not what you originally think. Um, it could be whatever you are really, really good at, whatever you are the best at, delegate it. You no longer need to do that. And it might make you uncomfortable, but as we know, growth comes from discomfort. And that's really something that I say all the time. It's going to be uncomfortable at first, but you're going to get to a point where it serves you really, really well. Um, Mindset, I actually said it yesterday. Mindset. We get really wrapped up in the drama of what's going on around us instead of focusing on what's inside of us, or what's going on just in our business. You look at competitors, or like you said, you look at people that seem like they're doing more than you or have more, whatever else. You know what? It's just like a filter on Instagram. It doesn't mean anything. And yesterday I said, people are good. The world is good. Allow it to be good for you, because that's all it wants to give you. So don't get wrapped up in the negativity. If you just allow the goodness to come in and get out of your head and everything you're thinking, then it's going to really flow, and you'll be able to move forward a lot easier. And it ain't easy. Having that mindset is not easy. It's taken a long time to get there. But
Yeah.
those are probably my two biggest little nuggets there.
Well, I have to say the success and I think the attention that Teacup Tiny Homes is getting is in large part because you have been so fierce with your mindset. You have made it a non-negotiable to not allow yourself to get taken out by, fears or the naysayers, and you've stayed so focused on who you are, what you have to offer, and how you're serving your clients. It's really inspiring for those of us who get to support and see what you are doing. So with that, Jen, what's next for you and Teacup Tiny Homes? What are some of the big plans coming?
Oh, big plans coming. Well, we have a new location, so that's really great. We have 3 builds going on, really exciting. Some of those are heading out to Ontario, out towards you. We are in
Woo!
Alberta, so really breaking into the international market and making it very clear that we can ship anywhere in Canada and the US. We have our CSA certification and we build to code. It's about growth right now. So really the advertising, like I said, getting it out there and pushing a really strong message. And what we do is we build design savvy tiny homes to enhance people's lifestyle, let them focus on the experience of life instead of worrying about instead of worrying about all the drama, just like what we
Bring
were
about all the
talking about.
drama. Yeah, cleaning up life and experiencing what there is to have. I love that. So you've got builds going all across Canada. You got clients, I think from, what is it, Ontario, you've delivered into BC, plans to go into the US market. It's fantastic. Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Well, Jen, I really want to thank you for your time. I know with a toddler, a 9-month-old, and a growing business and a marriage and a thirst for, getting out and enjoying your own life, I know there's a lot on your plate. So thank you for giving us some of your time today, sharing a little bit of your story. I know you continue to inspire many women business leaders in your community, and your influence is just growing. So thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me. And I'm going to do a little plug to check us out too on our website and see what we're doing. Teacuptinyhomes.com, of course. So there's lots of info there if you want to learn some more.
You betcha, baby. A little piece of awesome. Go get it. Awesome. Thanks, Jen. Have a great rest of your day.
You too. Bye.
Bye.